Why the fuck is it so expensive to fly domestically in your own country?
I'm flying from San Francisco, California to San Diego, California. I'm literally flying in the same state, and it cost me $486.
One stop, $820. It's getting worse, I fear.
You know what I don't understand when I hear people say, like, I can't take vacation this year, like, I can't afford it. Like, credit cards exist.
With summer rapidly approaching, I know a lot of you want to go to the beach and get your toes wet, sip on a pina colada, feel the ocean breeze, but hold on a minute. I need to talk to you about something very important that is going on in the US right now. April 28th, 2026, CNBC article states this: US airlines are hiking fares and travelers keep booking. And after reading the last article we just went over, and unfortunately, videos like this are on the internet confirming what CNBC was saying.
You know what I don't understand when I hear people say, like, I can't take vacation this year, like, I can't afford it. Like, credit cards exist. Take out an Amex card, put it on the credit card, and just pay it off. Like, the bank is literally giving you free money. So book that Italy, Europe vacation. Like, there you go, that's a hack.
And it's that mindset right there that made this CNBC article so interesting. It goes on to state, domestic economy ticket prices are up 21% from a year earlier to an average of $570, while premium seat prices rose 17% to an average of $1,444 per trip. And this is according to data released April 16th. Going on to state, despite higher fares, bookings have remained resilient amidst these changes, which is an encouraging sign, says the JetBlue Airways CEO at an earnings call, essentially where they're going over the performance of the stock. While the CEOs are happy about the positive signs of people spending large amount of money on inflated airplane prices, many people are using debt and money and resources that they may not have in order to pay these inflated prices. As we just heard from the lady in the last clip, there's Klarna, Affirm, buy now, pay later, a credit card even. You know, if you didn't plan for the trip or for these inflated airline tickets. And one thing about it, people gonna spend their last on a vacation. And though we have flights being inflated due to things like Spirit Airlines going out of business, which for many people was a more affordable airline for travels, the options are a little limited now. People are having to go to Delta, United, Southwest, or other airlines in order to make sure that they're getting to whatever travel destination they're trying to get to for the summer. In addition to the closing of certain airlines, the global conflict that has been amidst us for several months now is also affecting the ticket prices because of gas, fuel. Not only are we seeing this with vehicles, we are also seeing it with airline tickets. And surprisingly enough, the article goes on to talk about jet fuel prices, saying that jet fuel prices have surged this year with the global conflicts that we've been dealing with. And for now, airline executives say travelers are still flying, increasingly, quote unquote, covering the bill. So in a nutshell, they're like, yeah, we not paying for that. Y'all gonna pay extra with a smile, allegedly. And I just think that y'all should see how they are talking about the average consumer. I just find this to be low-key embarrassing that they even playing with us like this, but it says here, but the booking trends show resilient customers are prioritizing travel, and the executives have a bright outlook for the peak summer demand months, which now trail off in August. And what's so interesting about this is in the same article where one of the other CEOs was essentially calling y'all and all of us resilient and saying that things are looking good, a UBS airline analyst said this: we think there is room for airfares to go up and stay higher. But guess what? This could drive significant earnings growth and margin expansion for airlines in 2027 should jet fuel prices moderate. That said, we think that demand would need to hold steady for airlines to maintain pricing next year. Now, I'm just going to tell y'all what I got from that. They are telling y'all, essentially, if the jet fuel prices stay high, they are thinking that the airlines are going to make a lot of money. The shareholders who own the stocks may also be able to capitalize and profit off of said airlines because of the significant earnings growth. Do y'all catch what I'm putting down? Do y'all see it? But on the flip side, jet fuel prices could go down. And if that were to happen, will airline tickets go down? I don't know, but I need to know what y'all think. And make sure to comment down below what y'all think about these airline ticket prices right now, currently in 2026. But I had to take to the streets of TikTok to hear what the people were saying.
Guess how much I just paid for a plane ticket? I paid $486 for a plane ticket. And you're thinking, well, that makes sense. Plane tickets cost that. You must be taking a little trip, going somewhere a little fun, right? No. Do you want to know where I'm going? I'm flying from San Francisco, California to San Diego, California. I'm literally flying in the same state, and it cost me $486. I don't leave to another state. I stay in one state the whole time for an hour. It's fine. $486. It's a hour flight. Oh my God.
That is actually crazy. An hour, an abomination. It's actually not even funny how expensive plane tickets are. And I'm not even gonna lie. I looked from Texas to California. It was like $800. I thought to myself, I must have clicked the wrong date. Something is absolutely not. And I said to myself, well, let me look at other states. No, y'all, it was getting worse. It was almost $1,000. And that's when I knew I needed to make this video. I needed to do more research and see what is actually being said about these fuel prices. It's not looking good. And I need y'all to comment down below, because I know I'm not the only one. Like, some of y'all like that lady in the beginning of the video, you like, it's summertime, the fro's out, the toes out, you about to get your bohemian braids, put on a maxi dress, straw hat, all that. Got it. I know what the plan was. I'm not sure with these prices how well people will be able to execute that this year, unless there are severe measures taken, i.e. Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, and credit cards. Because if the flights right now are any indication of what is to come, with the analysts saying that certain airlines may allegedly see record profits, where are they getting the profits from? Hello, that's rhetorical. We know where they're getting it from. They're not taking allegedly hits on the gas. It's being passed on to the consumer. So who is making the companies rich this summer with these high plane ticket prices? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Ain't nothing wrong if you can't afford it. A lot of people can't afford $1,000 round trip for one person. And people have families, multiple seats. Easily, you could be looking at $5,000, depending on where you're trying to go. And don't even get me started on international flights. Not to mention, airlines have been canceling international flights, even some domestic flights, because of the whole jet fuel situation and there being a shortage. In 2 months, who knows what will be going on. And this is just to show you all. This is from Business Insider. This is an article that was published May 4th, just so you have the additional context. And it headlines this: Delta is canceling hundreds of flights due to crew and scheduling changes, an internal memo shows. Stating here that Delta has canceled around 500 flights, while American Airlines and United Airlines have canceled a combined total of 80 flights. Also going on to state that Delta canceled some flights in recent days within hours of boarding. That's just one thing going on. And CNBC posted this article on April 21st stating what a looming jet fuel shortage could mean for summer travel. And in the key points, it states some airlines have already said that they would cut flight schedules amid rising jet fuel prices. The experts go on to say further reductions would be likely if supplies dwindle. Essentially, the less fuel, they have, the more likely more flights may be canceled. They're even saying here that the looming jet fuel shortage could throw a wrench into America's summer travel plans, especially for people flying where? Overseas on international airlines, which is what I was saying. Get the travel insurance, y'all. Get like, if you're going, that might be your best bet, because they also go on to state that the International Emergency Agency said on Thursday that Europe may have just 6 weeks worth of jet fuel left, for example, which is why they're stating this: potential shortages and rising jet fuel costs have led some airlines to cut their flight schedules, potentially upending plans for those who must find alternative flights or choose to defer or cancel their travel altogether, which is why I was saying get the travel insurance, y'all. I don't know what's finna happen.
Everything's fine, right? I might as well fucking walk. It would be less expensive than that.
And I want to ask y'all something. With the flights being what it is right now and the whole inflated airline tickets thing going on and the jet fuel and some airlines being cut, allegedly them being understaffed or whatever the case may be, does this make any of y'all want to catch the Greyhound? Do y'all remember the Greyhound? Like, people used to catch the Greyhound back in the day. And I'm wondering, are they about to make a comeback? I'm just thinking ahead. Is the bus system about to be popping? Because one thing about Americans, they gonna go on a vacation. The people got PTO, only certain amount of days they're able to go on vacation, and they're gonna go somewhere, allegedly, somehow, some way, even if they gotta use debt, if they gotta use a train, a plane, a bike. I don't know about a bike, because I know a lot of y'all ain't ready to do that. But Greyhound, I could see it. And Greyhound used to be semi-affordable. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I think I might be onto something.
Hey, listen, just my 2 cents. Listen, they're not lying. I just bought some plane tickets, a few weeks before Spirit went out of business. And I'm in Georgia. I'm flying a little Arkansas round trip. And I bought it was like $450. I happened to look on today, just out of curiosity, how much it would be now. $957. A first class trip when I bought my tickets, comfort. I'm flying Delta, and the comfort was $950 to fly first class at that time. And so it's not a host. Listen, go get them tickets. Now listen, they talking about they not selling no peanuts. Listen, I'll let your boy, if you see me on the plane, I'll have you some M&Ms, some crackers. I'll give you a handful, some sunflower seeds. I'm a hustle. They keep on. I'm gonna see these prices. It'd be like Ticketmaster. If I can sell some of my tickets, I may try to sell my tickets. I'll probably get $2,000 in another 5 weeks. Buy those tickets, y'all. They're not playing.
And I fear that is part of the reason why we are seeing these inflated prices is people are nervous. They're like, hey, I plan to go to this place or that place, or maybe there's even a special occasion, weddings, birthdays. I don't like anything, family reunions. A lot of this stuff is on and popping come summertime. And even looking a few months from now, being that I just gave you all this information about what is going on or projected to be going on in a few months, those prices are getting worse and worse by the day. And I fear everybody is having this FOMO all at once, especially if they have this information, which I can understand. If you're like, hey, if I don't buy this ticket today, it might be $1,000, and normally you're used to paying $300. So if you actually got the budget and the money for it, I would at least say look into where you're going and don't sleep on it, because I promise you, I looked one day at a flight and the next day it was like double and it was further out, and I just I can't keep up. Look, and they saying at the top here, air travel only about to be for the 1%. They're referring to the 1% of America who has all the wealth, because not many people can afford these prices. And that doesn't mean that something is wrong with you if you can't afford those prices. Like, these prices ain't normal. These ain't yesterday's prices. The price of the brick done went up. Somebody here said, I saw a flight to Miami, $400 plus. Someone else here saying yesterday, flight from Atlanta to Chicago was $225, and today it's $460. I literally just looked yesterday, and that's what I'm saying, y'all. They're not lying about it jumping that drastically, because it happened to me. I was looking too, and I said, oh, I thought I had time. So I had to run, not walk. Like, this is one of those situations where we really have to run, not walk. I don't even want to, take me out the game. I don't want to play. I don't even want to play now. Others saying they're going to price themselves right out of business too. Do y'all think so? I think people will Klarna and Afterpay it up. I do. I do. And if it get bad enough, they'll file bankruptcy. I'm just telling you what I see. When they be like, I'm gonna go on vacation and file bankruptcy, they hit you with the YOLO. I'm not saying I condone it. I'm just telling you, I see a pattern with the vacations and bankruptcy. And Klarna and Afterpay, all in the mix. Somebody here is saying, I live in Charlotte. Now a 45-minute flight to New York is $860. Oh, this is a great comment. Someone here says Spirit forced other airlines to lower their prices. No more competition, back to higher costs. Ooh, that is a great point. But I honestly think this was the perfect storm. The jet fuel shortages, the alleged stuff going on with them folks that got off that boat, the conflict overseas, FOMO, summertime approaching, graduations, weddings, family functions. It just was a perfect storm.
And Southwest, what's the problem? I just checked, just to check, for a one-way to Ohio. I'm in Indiana, by the way. Ohio's right next door. One way, $441. Are you kidding me? Mind you, just booked a round trip to Miami for not even $100 more. I don't know what problems, schemes, scam y'all got going on in there, but fix it, because a $400 one-way for a 2-hour drive is insane.
It's the global conflict, and they're passing on the prices allegedly to the consumer. The real question here is, are people going to stop flying? That's what I'm curious to see this summer. It's no surprise if you're currently booking airline tickets that they are very much so inflated. So I want to know what price is going to be the price that everyone's like, absolutely not, because we don't know how far this can go. As you guys heard earlier in the article I read, if there are going to be any alleged higher than normal profits of any companies, that must come from somewhere. So what is it going to be? Like, when is enough? Southwest is catching strays in the comments. They said Southwest lost the plot and chose capitalism. Creator responded with, especially with that $45 checked bag fee. Another comment stating, trying to go to Vegas and it's like $800 plus. I thought Vegas was supposed to be cheap getting there. Not right now. Another comment stating, and mind you, all the flights got layovers. This says, bro, why are flights so expensive? And hold up, as this person is scrolling, I just had to pause. We are seeing the flights, $676, $735. What is crazy is look at the flight duration, y'all. This is one stop. And the flight being 2 hours and 44 minutes, $820. Okay, hold on. This one is one stop. Flight total being 1 hour and 30 minutes. The flight costs $879. This one right here, one stop. Total flight time, 2 hours and 35 minutes, $875. This one right here got 2 stops and it's still $885 round trip. Do y'all see this? Let me let him keep scrolling. What? Oh, wait a minute. 2 stops, $958. Another 2 stops, $1,124. The list is getting worse. It's getting worse, I fear. This one is $1,040. Just getting worse and worse as this person keeps scrolling in. But we finna be in the house. Everybody finna be in the house.
I was a Spirit Airlines flight attendant until I got laid off last week, so these are my top 3 tricks that I'm now just going to reveal to everybody because it doesn't matter anymore, and I can just tell you everything that the airline industry has been hiding. So I've got 3 hacks, and number 1 is you always should be booking your flights on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday. I don't know why, but the airlines give the cheapest prices at those times. Tip number 2 is always book either really, really late at night or really, really early in the morning. For whatever reason, the hours of like 2 to 4 in the morning have the best prices. I have no idea why, but it works and you don't want to miss it. Number 3 is that you are always going to want to use a VPN or incognito mode, or preferably both. If you don't have one or the other, it's okay, but try to use both if possible, because when you can purchase in a different country, often the American dollar, since it's so strong, it'll have a more expensive price and you can get it cheaper if you purchase through another country. You gotta play around with it and just try different things for your flight. Number 4, quit showing up to airports so early. You don't need to be there 3 hours early, it's not necessary. The Travel Arrow app is a lifesaver because it shows you wait times. I just took this screenshot and there are no waits in Newark right now. I mean, Terminal B is closed, so don't go to that one, but go to the other parts of Terminal B where the gates are open. So much easier, so much faster. You know where to go when you're getting dropped off by your Uber, and you know exactly how long you're going to wait in security.
Those are actually some good hacks. And with the way things are looking, people need all the hacks they can get. All the hacks. All the points, like, finna get used up, redeemed, everything. Stuff is really expensive. I'm sorry that he got laid off from Spirit because the airline closed down. I know a lot of people are out of work due to Spirit Airlines closing down, which is why I found that article where it was either Delta or United was stating that essentially they were understaffed and because of that, there was a reduction. That made no sense. But y'all got Spirit Airlines who just went out of business. All of their folks is looking for jobs, more than likely. So we know what this is really about. Like, we know what this is about, allegedly.
Can someone explain to me these flight prices right now? I'm looking at tickets. I'm just looking across the globe at this point to see if I can find the best deal. I have yet to find the best deal. These tickets are over $1,000. It does not include a checked luggage, does not include a real carry-on, only like a personal bag, like a handbag. And then the flights that do include a carry-on can only be 17 pounds. What am I supposed to pack? 2 outfits and a toothbrush? There was this one ticket, right, to Florence, $791, but the layover is so crazy. It's a layover in Copenhagen. You get to Copenhagen at midnight and then you leave at 12 p.m. the next day. You can't even like venture out into Copenhagen because you're there at midnight. By the time you wake up, it's time to actually get ready and go to the airport.
Right.
If you're gonna have flights that have layovers, it at least makes sense where you can dilly-dally throughout the day. Because what do you mean I land at midnight but then I have to leave by midday?
Right.
These airlines are charging luxury prices for struggle accommodations. I'm just trying to figure out, when did this become normal? Because this is not normal.
Now, I do want to have this conversation in honesty, and I do think that if we're going to talk about traveling in Florence, to many that is luxury. A lot of people don't have the option or the privilege to travel to Florence by air from the United States. In Florence, Italy is near Rome, just to give you an idea how many people, you know what I'm saying? So, but I still get what she's saying. $800 to not be able to have overhead bin storage is crazy. Like, that's what I'm seeing right now, stuff like that. Round trip, $800, no overhead bin, still got to pay for your bags, inflated price. Like, then they got rid of the snacks on some of the airlines, allegedly. Did y'all hear about that? And I just want y'all to be up to speed about what is going on currently when it comes to traveling with these airlines. Specifically, Delta said that it is ending food and beverage services on shorter routes beginning May 19th. That's right around the corner, y'all. And this is according to CBSnews.com. If you're wondering what is shorter flights mean or shorter routes, it goes on to state passengers on the airlines shorter flights, or those that are under 350 miles, will no longer receive any food and beverage service unless they are seated in first class. So everybody else, if you thirsty, well, that's too dang bad. Because they said first class always receives full service. This is according to Delta. They said Delta said. So that's just one of the other things that is going on.
I genuinely don't understand why the fuck is it so expensive to fly domestically in your own country. Like, if I fly from Detroit to Atlanta or from Detroit to Dallas, it shouldn't be $600. Is it me, or do you remember, like, not even back in the day, like before the I feel like just a few years ago, people considered like a $300 plane ticket as super expensive. I remember when I first started traveling, like I didn't get my own apartment, my own life together, adult money until like 2021. I remember like Delta used to be $150. You wouldn't pay $600 unless you were flying first class. Why is it so expensive to fly domestic?
You want to know what's crazy is we were just talking about Delta. You only even gonna get a drink, them little pretzels, if you're first class now with Delta. Late May.
I should be able to fly in my own country affordably. Tell me that I'm not crazy. I remember literally for the longest time, 2015 to like 2022, maybe 2023, like I remember like airlines, Delta, United, American, like all the basic airlines, not even including Spirit, $100 to $150, that was normal. And like a $300 plane ticket was considered like really expensive. Now, you're paying $650 or more just for the bare minimum basic main cabin. It's absolutely ridiculous. Who can afford that?
And that's the question. Can people afford it, or are they going to end up in a bad financial situation because they are still going to go wherever they're trying to go? Because it is a lot of money, especially for those with families. We also do have to have conversation of when she was experiencing these good prices, and we all was, we weren't in the middle of global conflict. You know what I mean? Fuel shortages, possible issues with them folks that got off the boat, inflation being very high. Almost everything is more expensive now than it's ever been. Have we ever seen inflation go down? Like I've been saying, I literally know people who would tell me I used to get some bread for like a quarter or like a nickel. I've never seen that in my life. And guess what? They haven't either since then. It's only got worse. And that's just the truth of the matter. It probably will continue to just inflate in prices. And I'm thinking everything. This is my personal opinion. Y'all can think what y'all think. But nowhere in economics did I ever believe, given the impression that prices go backwards. And I want groceries and everything to go backwards. I want these flights go back to what we were seeing about 6 months ago. It may or may not happen, because unfortunately, when things happen that quote unquote inflate the prices, like we had tariffs and things like that coming, they're still high. They're high. They've been high ever since. When we was all stuck in the house and everything was inflated, prices been high since then. I'm just like, it's like something happened, and then that's the reason why prices is high, and then something else happened, and that's the reason why prices high, and it's gonna be something else, and I just can't keep up. I think that's probably how a lot of people are feeling. It's like they just keep going up. Like, is the sky gonna be blue tomorrow? The price is gonna keep going up, and it is exhausting. It's exhausting to watch, but I feel her. I really do. I feel her pain. Now, somebody here says this would have been like $49 of a flight on Spirit, but now I'm stuck paying $800 with Delta. I'm not even gonna lie, Spirit just wasn't for me. I'm glad that a lot of y'all love Spirit and it worked well for you, but I got on one plane from Atlanta to Tennessee, and we was on the plane shaking. I ain't never been that scared in my life on a plane, I promise you. And I told anybody who would listen, I'm not doing that ever again. And this had to be like 2015, 2016. This was a long time ago. I was trying to be cheap. I saw $99. I said, sign me up. It wasn't for me, y'all. I don't know. but I love it for those of y'all who were able to travel at affordable prices and you had a positive experience. Spirit shutting down has also been a part of this whole catalyst of these inflated airline prices. If we're being honest, yeah, as soon as they shut down, people were on TikTok talking about how expensive the flights were getting because they were the affordable option, allegedly.
I'm genuinely about to crash out because why are flights so expensive? I am well aware that gas prices are going through the roof, that life in general has just gotten so expensive over the last 6 months to a year or so. So like, I don't need to be reminded of that. I just feel like no one is talking about how expensive these flights are. And I promise you, this is not just like naivety to the cost of travel. I promise you, I'm a frequent flyer. I am at the airport at the very least every other month to go visit my long distance boyfriend. And before that, I was traveling by myself for leisure at least a couple times a year for like the last 4 or 5 years or so. And then before that, I've been with my family, you know, across the country for vacation and visiting other family members. So like, trust me, I've got accounts with every single freaking airline and Global Entry and TSA PreCheck. Like, I know the cost of a normal flight. This time last year, a flight from the East Coast to go visit my boyfriend in Austin was maybe $400 or $500 max, and that's me booking about a month in advance. From the Midwest to DC, a flight was maybe $300, and I've done that trip multiple times. Dallas, Vegas, Atlanta, just to name a few other places that I have flown by myself with a basic economy ticket, which is what I always fly with, have never been more than $500, maybe $600 max, but that's pushing it. I don't even think Comfort Plus tickets that I would fly with my parents for were this much. I just had a flight from here, DC DC to Detroit last October for $300. Delta. So please tell me, why are flights nearing $1,000? Trying to go see my parents back home in the Midwest and then go see my boyfriend afterwards.
I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of people aren't going to be seeing the people they want to see with these prices because they're going to be priced out unless they go into debt. Unless they people only have so much money, so they will have to choose. Or maybe get a side hustle, make more money. And honestly, for many people right now, they're already trying to do that, or they are doing that. And that still might not be enough because many people were doing that because they were trying to supplement income because of the rising prices of other things like gas and food, rent, insurance, dental, healthcare, like all these other things are also rising. So then when we're talking about travel, air travel, plane tickets, we're talking leisure here. And unfortunately, leisure might have to come after everything else because it's getting very expensive. And the leisure might actually put you in a worse financial situation because before, maybe you could have did the $400 for a plane ticket, but can you do 1,000? And that's for right now. Like I'm hoping we don't start seeing like 2,000, but who knows? Who knows? But it is getting out of hand, like 1,000%. She said it's a tough era for the long distance baddies right now. Oh my, I can only imagine. And the first comment here says, as a flight attendant, I feel so bad for how expensive those tickets are. And she replied with, dude, I'm touching the back wall of the plane for a $700 ticket. So you back there near the toilet for the disrespect. Like that is crazy when you really think about it. And y'all be back there blowing it up, drinking coffees and all sorts of stuff, knowing you lactose intolerant, hopping on the plane, stuck with everybody, blowing up the bathroom, and now somebody done paid $700. They sitting in the back. This should have been a first class experience for them for $700, but for $700, you in the back, smelling the aftermath of somebody going to get a Starbucks coffee. And then she in here talking, the flight attendant is saying, yeah, it's literally insane. Extra Biscoffs for everybody. Ain't no Biscoff about it with Delta for less than 300 miles. The only people getting that is first class, allegedly, unless y'all sneaking people's stuff, which that would be nice, thank you, because man. And the flight attendants, they get to fly for free, or they get perks. At bare minimum, they get perks. I believe they fly for free. They really winning right now. Flight attendants, check in the comments. Tell me what the perks are, because I'm sure people want to know. This is very hard for the average American, and I need to know one thing. What do y'all think about all this down below? Have you been looking up plane tickets for any specific location? If so, what have the prices been looking like for you? And no matter what your plans are for the summer, please consider your financial situation. I know a lot of you all want to go on vacation, but times are looking a little rough. And if you are for sure going to go on vacation, no matter what, at least take a look at what the prices are today, because today's prices ain't gonna be tomorrow's prices, allegedly. But we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.